Well, finally, millions of viewers have spent the day trying hard not to find out what they've been dying to know for months. There's now just a minute or two to wait, and certainly we're not going to spoil the surprise. But Americans, of course, already know who shot JR, because last night they saw the long-awaited episode of Dallas, which reveals just that. It was a relief for the actor who plays J.R. Ewing, Larry Hagman. He said, "I'm sure as hell glad this thing is over." Advertisers paid £250,000 a minute for time during the programme. And even the US government was asked about the shooting.
The question is, does the department have any information that would confirm who shot JR? And the answer is that we have seen news reports concerning allegations about the various suspects. We have nothing official to report. And obviously, I can't be in a position of confirming anything. However, I would like to reiterate our long-standing policy against acts of terrorism. The attempted murder of Mr. Ewing only contributes to the continuing cycle of violence, and we will continue to monitor the situation.
I think it means he was going to watch the programme. Indeed, American television chiefs say that the first indications are that the viewing figures for last night's episode of Dallas will show the biggest television audience ever recorded in the States. They're putting it at possibly 82 million people. I don't know what all the fuss is about. I mean, it's fairly obvious who shot JR. It has to be more than my job's worth to tell you. So let's look at the weather instead. Good night.
Tomorrow will be similar to today, with further periods of rain in the south, and this will edge northeast towards some central and northern parts later. For Scotland and Northern Ireland, there will be showers and sunny intervals. These showers will be chiefly in the north and west, though. Temperatures will reach 11 to 13 degrees centigrade generally. That's 52 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's the weather. Now, before Dallas, here are Sue Lawley and Esther Rantzen with the latest news about our appeal for children in need.
Good evening. Sue and I are here to thank you very much indeed for all your generosity, because last night's Children in Need appeal has raised a great deal of money. And of course, it's still going on.
Yes, our telephone lines were open for 10 hours, and during that time you pledged nearly £500,000. And that's just the people who managed to get through to us. Everybody from the boy in Belfast who promised us his 50p pocket money to the Newcastle builder who's giving £3,000. Well, now, our computer predicts, based on the pressure on the lines, its estimates of those of you who couldn't get through, and the average amount pledged, that we shall raise £3.5 million.
But of course that does depend on you. If you rang us, even if you didn't ring us, please, please send the money. It really doesn't matter how much you send, but we would of course like it to be a lot. This is how you get it to us. You take it to any post office. We have a National Giro Bank account number, if you'd like to make a note of it, which is 511-2060. Or you can take it to any bank and just tell them it's for the BBC's Children in Need appeal. Or send a cheque or a postal order to our musical address. BBC Children in Need, National Giro Bank, Post Office Box 200, Liverpool L693HW. I'll repeat that. BBC Children in Need, National Giro Bank, Post Office Box 200, Liverpool L693HW.
And by the way, if you win any money on the result of the next programme, that most notorious shooting of the century, why don't you let us have that?
We could even drop a note to JR, you know.
He's a very rich man, you know.
And grateful, they say.
Yes, Mr. Wade.
Well, indeed, at last on BBC1, the moment has arrived to provide an answer to the question being asked by millions. Who shot JR?
Tomorrow night on BBC1, the Royal Variety Performance. From the stage of the London Palladium, the world of entertainment salutes Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. In the first half of the show, an all-British tribute includes the nimble feat of Lionel Blair and Una Stubbs. And no stranger to the Palladium, Arthur Askey.
Well, this is my 12th Royal Variety Show, Playmates. I'll never forget the first one. It was so exciting. The Queen thought I was marvellous. Prince Albert wasn't so keen, but...
And from an old stager to a new face, Paul Squires.
The next impression is of an Irish disco dancer. Disco's here and disco's there.
A tribute from Hollywood in the second half of the show features Sammy Davis Jr.
I'm watching Cisco pitter-pat. I said I can do that. Yeah, I can do that.
There's Larry Hagman and his mother, Mary Martin.
Picking up my sweetie pie, my baby boy who's grown so high. Every inch
with dynamite.
Stars from both sides of the Atlantic salute Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, in the Royal Variety Performance tomorrow night at 7:15 on BBC1.